Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in and listening to K4CO Radio. I know it's voting day. Happy Tuesday. I hope you are out listening to us right now while you are casting your vote. And speaking of letting your voice be heard, we brought in the absolute perfect band to be here with us today because, man, they're going to bring home what voting is all about. We have a very special, I'm so excited for this one. We have the sound industry here in the studio. Good afternoon, all of you guys.
Hello.
Hello, all in unison. And of course, Joshua, our president. How are you, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. You?
Good. I'm good.
Nice.
Yeah, I love it. Running around and people are just out and listening, which is great. So we have Randy, Denise, and Steve all here with the sound industry. Huge thank you to you all for coming in. It's been wonderful to not only play your music, but we have to talk about community, of course, and we'll get into that. But you fire away. Do we lead away with a song? Do we want to start with a song?
Let's do a little introduction first. I want to say,
okay.
So we got Randy and Denise Spencer. Randy, how's it going?
It's going well today. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, no problem. And this is a really cool setup because we'll get into it later, but you guys don't carry around amps. You don't, you got a full setup. You got just a small little area where you play through.
Right. We have a digital workstation. Basically, they play everything through.
Just need a laptop.
Yeah, the guitars, we use amp simulators instead of actual amplifiers. And everything else, the drums are programmed digitally on the laptops, so it allows us to just be very portable to fit into a small studio like this.
And you got some effects going on too on your voice right now, so
Right.
a little bit?
No, actually, there isn't.
There isn't it at all. All right.
There will be on the song.
There will be on the song.
Yeah.
All right. Denise, how are you today?
I am doing wonderful. I'm happy to be here to support K4CO Radio.
Oh,
love it.
Wow. We paid her extra, ladies and gentlemen.
That we did. And we also have Steve. How's it going, Steve?
I'm good. How are you, Josh?
Doing well. And you're
Sarah.
You're the bass player.
The foundation.
All right. I like it. I really like it. Well, yeah. All right. Let's get to a song here. First, what's the first song that you guys wanted to play?
We're going to do one called American Made.
American Made.
Nice.
All right.
And I believe this one is the newest one in our rotation. Is that correct?
I believe it is.
Nice. This one is really funky. Yeah.
I just lost. Oh,
No,
okay.
that's because we're switched over.
We're switched over. Okay. We're good. Ooh.
All right. American Made. Here you all go. Thank you all for listening to a special
Here you go.
performance.
Showed up drunk on a Tuesday night, trying to score, picking a fight. You made it look easy, you made it look small. You're making me crazy, you're taking it off, just like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. Well, like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. In the mouth, making the sweat. You're letting out the dogs in the scenery yet. The hammerhead shark bait snake in the grass, stealing my fire. You're breaking my glass, just like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. Like I knew you would, thought I could. Just like I knew you would. Stacking the deck, loading the dice, hiding all the aces as cold as ice. Play my hand, you raise the bet. I ain't folding just yet. In your thigh-high boots and your short black dress. You're breaking my balls. You're leaving a mess. You started singing to me. I'm losing control. Started to see through me. You put me on hold, just like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. Like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. Hey, stuck in the truck, yeah, loading the dice. Hiding all the insect, you're as cold as ice. Lay my head, you raise the bed. I ain't folding just yet. Drag me out there tonight. I wanna get drunk, but I don't wanna fight. You ain't gonna drag me out there in the cold. Last time it cost me 30 days in a row, just like I knew it would. Just like I knew you would. Well, like I knew you would. Thought I could, yes I should. Just like I knew you would. Yeah. Crazy, you're breaking my balls. You're starting to see through me. Hey, I'm losing it all. Like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would. Well, like I knew you would. Just like I knew you would.
Wow.
American made.
That was so amazing. That was officially like a complete rock concert in the studio. That was so amazing. I know the listeners can't see this, but it is completely from a laptop, and you should see what they're doing on their instruments. It's absolutely incredible to watch this.
Laptop interface, cool. No amps.
Yeah.
Just going everything directed through it. Whose idea was this? I gotta ask.
Well, it's just kind of developed over time. That we've always, since we started this group, we've been doing the percussion, the drums from the laptop. And then we just slowly moved from one instrument to the next, moving the guitar onto the laptop, onto the bass. I was kind of the last one to get converted and get rid of my amp. But
had to get rid of your Black Star.
Wow. All right. This is like the future of, yeah. They don't have to move all the amps when they're going to be performing live. And I mean, the guitars you guys still have. So.
Yeah.
But
our last show was the first time we played out with just this rig, just like this. And it's so quick to set up. Usually at shows there are multiple bands. Oh, wow. Broken string.
Oh, we already have a broken string. I like it. Rock and roll right there.
Love it. Well, what was the inspiration for American Made?
Well, American Made was a song we actually wrote in the last band that we were in together before Sound Industry. Steve kind of came up with the main riff, and the title refers to, it's the first song he wrote on his new American-made bass. It was a Gibson.
Yeah, I bought a Thunderbird, and I was really proud, and now I don't play it.
But so he kind of came up with that main riff idea, and I came up with the break. And initially, the song had different words, the singer in the last band wrote those words, but we didn't have a lyric sheet when we broke up that band, so I had to come up with someone else to sing, and I kind of wanted to take my shot at it myself anyway, and, just kind of came up with it. Usually when we're playing a song, the words are the last thing that I write. I usually just we come up with a musical idea, and then I kind of improvise a vocal line, and as I'm doing that, words kind of start to come out, and I usually just kind of go with whatever comes out of my mouth, and then later I'll write that into something more coherent, but, we just kind of follow our ideas along and see where they take us, and that's how we end up with a lot of our songs.
Nice. I'm always so curious if the lyrics come first or that the sound comes first.
Mm-hmm. I've always found it easier to write the lyrics last.
Awesome.
Once I have a melody line, it's easier to fit something to that.
Okay. I have to admit, I always think of the movie Dazed and Confused with that movie, with that song. I don't know why that just image comes to me. Maybe because it's, they're celebrating America and it's freedom and really excitement and upbeat and trying new things. I don't know. It's kind of interesting though. But I think a movie soundtrack might be in your future. I'm planting the seed now.
Okay.
Are they doing Dazed and Confused too?
They might now. As long as we get some royalties, we're totally fine.
I like it.
It's going to be like when all those teenagers are grown up and middle-aged. Is that going to be the sequel?
How about, sure.
Dazed and more confused.
And more confused, that's true. I get more confused the older I get.
I can even see it kids these days with all the technology and internet and all the information. It's just like, that's the new confused.
It is.
That's the new Dazed and Confused. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. So who does the majority of writing the songs, the structures?
Well, both Denise and I do kind of come up with the principal ideas. Steve kind of throws out ideas, and we find ways to work them in. So everybody contributes really in their own way to things. Some of the things, like Denise sometimes will come to the group with a song that's more written out and kind of finished with her own lyrics. Whereas, I like I said, just kind of work through the ideas with the band, do some improvising, and see where it takes us, and go from there. But, everybody really contributes in their own way to our songwriting.
Very nice.
Like the next song we're going to play is one that I'm a big Suicidal Tendencies fan. And
Nice.
I can't do what they do, but I try to figure out, hey, that kind of sounds like it, but not at all. And then I'll show up with the riff, and then a month or two later, we have a song.
It takes a little while. It's kind of an organic process. But the next song kind of came about Steve and I were working out the basic riff for the verse, and Denise just kind of stepped in and said, okay, here's 3 chords that'll be the next part of the song, like G, A, B minor. And that worked really well. Initially, she thought it would be like a B section, and we needed a chorus. But I just said, no, that's going to be the chorus. That's just going to work so well. And we just kind of put those 2 ideas together and came up with the song. Mm-hmm. And at the time, she threw out the title. She just said, it should be called Do What I Want. And I said, okay, let's go with that. And just kind of work with that a little bit. And the words were kind of like, well, that sounds like somebody we all know. So that's what I wrote the words about.
I thought Distance was the next song. So that story I told was for the next song.
Wrong story.
That's all good. I love how you all collaborate together. That's really cool. It seems like you all have your information that you're bringing, lyrics and chords, and that's very cool.
We all write our own parts, and we all come up with stuff and ideas and throw it out there. And it's being in a band. It's always a collaboration, and you're always working together.
Right.
That's amazing. And you all have been together for 40 years? Was that the beginning of the...
well,
Actually, we've been, like, I met Denise about 35, 36 years ago.
But we've been playing on the scene separately for
since
about 40 years.
Yeah, well, I've been playing on the scene since I was like 18, and now I'm 64, so do the math. I don't know. So that's been a long time.
But Randy was the 14th guitarist I auditioned for a band I put together 30 years ago.
Wow.
And he made the cut.
That's good. You were the 14th and the winner.
Yeah, I guess so.
I love it. Well, that's pretty amazing. I mean, most groups don't stay together this long, which is pretty fabulous that you all are still kicking it. Yeah.
Well, it's worked out, I guess.
I guess. You sound amazing. So this next one is Do What I Want, correct?
This is your favorite.
This is by far. I love it. It's because I get to be sassy and do the little head thing. If you guys have listened to me before I introduce you all on my show, 1, 2, 3, I even do the countdown, a little head bob, do what I want. Because it allows me to be a little sassy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Give this a go.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's hear it. Love it.
All right. Let me see. Okay, so
Ready?
You got it.
let me get a drink real quick. Good to stay.
Nice.
Lubricate your voice,
Yes.
exactly.
For those just tuning in, we have the sound industry in studio, and they're about to perform Do What I Want.
All right.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
There's a man who thought he had a plan living down at the end of the street. On the man he thought he could command, and we all bound kiss his feet. Talks too loud, pushes through a crowd, forces us to read his tweets. Now there he stands with a stick in his hand, and we're all just trying to make ends meet. He says, yeah, got to do what I want. Got to do what I want. Do what I want. There's a man with the orange tan trying to keep his story straight. Says he misspoke, you know it's just a joke. Truth arrives a bit too late. See the man with the tiny little hands hanging with the Russian mob. Got no class, he grabs him by the ass, still gets to keep his job. He says, yeah, got to do what I want. He says, yeah, got to do what I want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I have so many questions. I love that song. Oh my goodness. Okay, so first question. That's such an amazing song. That one speaks to me. I just love it. So tell me about the beginning before you start playing. What inspired that beginning with the speaker?
Well, and I actually thought it was a real audio clip. It sounds so real. Like, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Well, you kind of came up with that. Right?
Yeah, I did have him follow. I downloaded the actual clip from the speaker presentation, and then I had him follow it, and then I put his voice through a modulator to make him sound different than his actual voice. But I did actually overlay his voice over that.
What kind of inspired you to pick that clip?
Well, it was what the song was about, which was kind of the song is about. We wrote it kind of at the end of the Trump administration, the first one, and we thought he was gone. And we just got around to recording it. It's like we have 30 songs we're waiting to record. And so we will actually practice a song for about a year to 2 years before we record it. So we got lots of time to work out our parts and individual things that we want to do in a song. And so by the time we got around to doing Do What I Want and released it, it was this year, and here Trump is running again. And it's like, it was a song kind of about power. And, and abuse of power and that kind of thing. And once you got that power, you can do what you want, pretty much. And that was the meaning of the song. It wasn't really a political. We're not afraid of doing political songs and getting into issues, but we usually do a retrospective on it. And we're not trying to be current or current events. We do a lot of fun songs too, but we don't mind going into issues. We do lots of different little issues in some of our songs with like climate change we've hit up and stuff like that.
And there's a lot of stuff about the middle class and the abandoned sort of middle class in this country.
Being left behind and lost.
Yeah, and shadows and
So,
some songs like that.
It's whatever we're feeling at the time. And if something gets us angry, we'll write a song about it.
Right?
Or something we really like, But we've also written, we got love songs too and stuff like that. So we're all over the map. We don't stick to any one particular genre or style. We think we have to be within. I'm of the old Led Zeppelin days, and they did everything. They weren't afraid to do a little folk or country or that kind of thing, and then they go hard rock and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the direction we're hoping to go in, and we have lots of different songs we're coming up with on our next 2 albums that we've already started.
Well, we already pretty much got the third album written, and we probably still need to write a couple more songs
And a couple more
for the
songs
fourth
for the
one,
fourth.
but those will come along. But
And we're starting to do some acoustic stuff we're going to bring out too and show a lighter side.
and the idea is just every song has its own feeling and its own sort of existence. And I think using the digital drums helps that, because you use different sounds, so we get a different character out of every song that way. And it can include a lot of sound effects, which is really cool too, just to kind of enhance the mood of the song.
I am the producer of the band, so I program all the drums. I did play drums for 10 years in a band.
Oh, nice.
So I was very familiar with playing drums.
Produced all the album.
You definitely got a look.
I produced the drums.
You produce the drums, and we kind of collaborate on it.
We're both the
But I
engineers.
produce
We
the
do all of our
vocals
own
and the
recording
guitars.
and all of our own mixing.
Yeah.
And some of our songs will have, our longest song, we have over 700 tracks on the song.
Wow.
And they're massive projects.
Yeah.
Our smallest song usually has around 400 to 500 tracks.
Holy potatoes.
Because I switch sounds of my drum. I will completely switch a drum sound, a drum kit, if you will, between intro, verse, chorus, break, and end. So I may have up to 5 different drum sets playing within a song.
There are also compound sounds. Like when you're hearing the kick drum, it's usually a combination of about 3 or 4 different kick drum
Yeah, I'll
sounds.
use like 4 or 5 different kick drums for every kick drum sound you hear. and then I'll drop one kick drum sound out of each kick drum. So every single sound you hear is different from the last. It's a unique individual hit because when you play drums, not every beat you hit sounds like the last one. They all sound different. And I strive for that in our recording, so you can't really tell if we're playing with electronic sounds, but we are, and that's how we change our drum sound completely from within a song, from verse to chorus to break.
And I can remember one comment we got on one of our videos that we put up. Somebody was saying, like, you never show your drummer on the videos. You don't have one. So.
And that is a really good point when you're doing drums like that. I remember, recording years ago, and it was just when people were starting to use computers. And it's like you do not want it absolute clockwork time. It just sounds like a computer because no human being plays exact.
I will intentionally go in and set notes off.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell that. Yeah.
In fact, some of the things that there's like AC/DC is really famous for their drummer. He plays his snare beat is ahead of the beat on most of the songs that AC/DC does. That's their sound, their style. And if you, for a more country folk kind of feel, you can put the snare beat at the end, like right after the beat. So you don't want to be necessarily right on, but we stay within our beat because I use a lot of backing tracks. I use everything from orchestras and horn sections. I use a lot of cinematic sounds, sci-fi sounds. If I want to make a really big, hit on a beat and to make it really big, I literally put an explosion in the background that will be going off and stuff like that. So I don't hold back on any sound I'm willing to use.
My mind is really blown. I can't believe it's 700 tracks for one song. Because what you had mentioned earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, that it takes about 2 to 3 years for some of these songs to come to fruition?
It's just because we have so many songs we're waiting to record.
Okay.
We actually, with the first 2 albums, we really kind of worked on it, as a group of 8 songs for each album. And this time, like what we're going to do this time around is really just, we basically went through before, and we would have the drum tracks down and then go through and do all of our guitar tracks and including the bass and then the vocals on top of that for all 8 songs, and then we'd mix them. But now we're going to do it where, like, one song at a time. Like, we're right in the middle of recording the first song for the next album, and like Steve and Denise have got their tracks down.
Just got my tracks done.
Next, do all the vocals. And then we're going to produce it. Then we're going to, edit it and mix it
and release it
and master it.
That way we'll start releasing songs as we're recording.
So hopefully you will have our next track in just a couple of months here.
Okay.
So
oh my gosh.
Definitely be debuting that on K4CO for sure.
We can't wait. Man, I'm not a musician. So this always blows my mind to be on this side of things, because I just think you get a microphone and you get some drums and you get a guitar and then you're done. But no, that's so incredible to me. There's so much back work that you guys are putting into this. It's a whole production system. A lot goes into 700 tracks. I think that, and Josh, you're a musician. Is that significant?
That's very significant.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when we were
in
doing
our old days, we used to do 16, 24. Maybe.
That's usually, kind of like a standard.
Studios used to be limited to like 16, 24, maybe 32 tracks. Really big studios get up to 64. But, they have to do things where you bounce tracks from one to the other. If you need more room, you've used all your tracks, so let's take these vocal tracks, 3 different vocal tracks, put them onto one track, and now we have 2 open tracks. But we don't have to worry about that since it's all digital. We can just add another track.
We put our analog mixing board in storage, and we just work from computers.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
It took a lot to get rid of all of our old equipment because we're old.
That stuff's expensive too.
What's that?
That stuff's expensive too.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, and you know that it works, so it's some safety, right? And so you're transitioning into something new and a little bit different. But man, you guys have capitalized on it. We're going to take pictures of this and post if that's okay. Well, maybe we shouldn't. Should we keep this a secret? You guys can live this up, and the others can drag around their amps.
We believe in helping out all of our fellow musicians, and anything,
That is true.
any ideas they have for us, we're more than welcome. Anything,
Except
any suggestions, and anything that we can help them out and show that this is the way we do it. And for us, we have no drummer, we have no amp, so when we go to a gig, all we bring is a laptop and our guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's way different from our old days where we had our cars packed to the roofs with equipment and amps and drum sets and everything else. So it's a different way of playing, but being on the older side, it helps a lot, not having to move for your full stack 100-watt amplifier.
Especially the bass player. Those bass amps are heavy.
Don't buy amp picks. Your bandmates will love you for it if you don't.
No,
They're great amps, they're just too heavy.
We have a really controlled sound that we can play at any level. I mean, we can literally take our system and hook it up to a boombox and listen to our sound through a boombox.
nice.
So we don't have to go through a PA system. The sound men, when we go out and play gigs, love us because they have complete control of our sound. There is no sound coming from the stage. It's all whatever the sound man wants to put through the PA.
Cool. Well,
Just like in here, we're silent, and this year, you got headphones on.
I don't know, I'm pretty loud. I've been saying a lot lately.
yeah, I like it. Ooh, that's cool.
It's an accident.
But our show is actually all
Happenstance.
taken care of with our laptop. It changes the effects for us on our vocals and our guitars as we play.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even have footboards or effects we have to step on. It's a different experience as a guitarist. Because it used to be a talent, being able to step on your pedals at the same time as playing. Now you don't have to do any of that. It's all automated.
And it's really nice because both of us use diverse sounds, and even in the course of one song, go from a clean sound to a distorted sound. And you used to have to kind of switch. And I used to have this thing where I would have to hit my footboard and hit another pedal for my amplifier to change channels on my amp.
2 feet at the same time.
So yeah, I do two pedals at once, but now it's not necessary to do any of that. So kind of frees me up.
Simpler
Now we're
days.
lazy.
Yeah.
It's nice you can simplify. I say, yeah.
It's taken a good couple of years for us to put this together and figure it out that it works the way we want it to work, and get everything programmed and reprogrammed a dozen times. And but we're at a stable place now where we're pretty happy, and we can go out and gig, and it's just really easy. It's a joy to go gig now because you don't have to move equipment.
All right. How often are you guys performing live?
We only play maybe like about 4 times a year.
Okay.
We really don't do it very often.
We used to play like every week and that kind of thing, but
every other week or so.
we would burn out our audience. We got a good 30 people who come up and show up, but if we played all the time, we would lose that audience. And so
get like maybe
we
5 or 6
concentrate,
from
I
each
think,
show.
more on the social media. I think social media has really opened up the music industry in a way
Yes.
that it didn't exist in our younger days.
Mm-hmm.
And I think going between TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and it's like we are all over social media. And I think the idea is to get your songs out, record as much, get as much video content out there so that people see you, and then maybe they'll actually want to come see your gig besides just friends and family who come out and see your gigs.
Well, we've had some good success with some of our videos too. We've gotten as many as like 30,000 views on some of our videos, or on our most popular videos. I think Actually Do What I Want is our biggest.
Yeah, I think we got
video.
32,000 views on our Do What I Want.
So, we get a chance to really expose ourselves to a lot more people.
And all across the world, and not just
and not
in
just confined to
whatever
Denver.
bar we're playing at. And with that, when we do a gig, and I put out everything on the social media, I'll get 6,000 to 7,000 views of everything we put on social media, where we get like 20 or 30 people who show up to our gig.
Mm-hmm.
So we get thousands more who will see us, but we still want to go out and gig so we can get that content
For sure.
And for us, I think for bands, it's about content creation nowadays. To get yourself marketing and get yourself out there, which is what I love about K4CO. Even when you just do your 2 to 5, this is Sarah, and I'm playing, it's all the local music, and you post all the bands. That is an opportunity for every single band that you are playing to post and spread the word to everyone. Hey, this is another reason, check us out. It's another reason to make a post. It is gold for a band to give us that kind of content. And I try to use whatever you guys can give us. It's like I'm willing to use it and abuse it and put it out there, put it all over everywhere. Because to me, if we can get more bands involved, and maybe you guys might play our songs less because you got 1,000 bands in the rotation, but that's a music community that will stick around and will be there for all of us. And so it's what you are doing it's what we really haven't had. We've had other radio stations who've done local stuff, but they've never put their teeth into it like you guys have.
Well,
we weren't centered on it.
There's so much talent in Colorado. I mean, we just started off. We started off with open door policy for Colorado musicians. Send us your music, and the amount of great music we got, including you guys in here, was just overwhelming. And it's like we have to really run with this.
You're a great station to listen to. I'm just hearing something different that you don't hear all the time on the other stations.
From the 40s on up, and it's not all pre-programmed. It's like I love when you do all the original, because I love all the original Colorado, but I'm divided because I also like when you will play like Led Zeppelin in the morning and then you play me, and I'm like, wow, I'm right next to Led Zeppelin. Are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, why not? It's like I listen to all these Colorado bands, and the music you got going, we are just as good as any commercial radio that they're putting out of Texas or anywhere else. It's like, why not? We have great talent in this state, great music, great bands. Just because you're not recognized by a record label and robbed for the rest of your life, I guess.
Record labels are looking for generally just one sort of thing that they think is going to sell really, really big. They don't want to put their efforts behind anything that's kind of in the middle. And that's, I think in some ways that's kind of hurt rock music to a certain extent, in that it's harder to get that exposure. It's harder to get, some of the other types of band, the hip hop stuff, they can produce it really cheaply and sell it very widely and promote it to, 12-year-old girls and stuff like that who actually buy and consume this stuff.
We need to hire these people full time.
Exactly. But I think there's an audience out there for rock music still. It just doesn't get catered to as much.
Yes, I completely agree with that.
I have been hitting up a lot of rap artists to come and talk to you guys. I find them in all over the music groups, and I say, hey, you should go talk to K4CO.
We appreciate that. Oh, yeah. And I agree with you. It's funny. It's great to me that, my nieces are kind of starting high school and everything like that. And, I hear that high schoolers are listening to 70s again and 80s music again. And it's just so wonderful. Because there's so much great music out there, and I think
our son, who's 20 years old, just discovered Black Sabbath.
That's awesome.
Nice. Well, you all just completely summed up why the three guys started the business completely. And they all cater to, and it's the same sound that you hear on kind of across the board. And even the well-known ones on the record label, it's like they have actually a really more unique sound. Why don't we play that type of stuff? So even when we play the 40s through today, it's stuff that isn't heard all the time, that is so saturated, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not the musician in the room. But truly, Josh and the two other guys, that was completely the foundation. So, and I wanted to thank you guys because you are very involved in the community and on social media. And I agree. It's like, that's why we want to tag everyone that we can, because that's what we're here for, is to say, you guys are here, listen to their sound. They're incredible. They're amazing. What I find, and no bias is trying to come out, when I'm listening to our station, I'm so into it. And the stuff from the Colorado musicians, I love, I'm drawn towards. And then I'll turn it on to another radio station. I'm like, I'm so bored. And I immediately want to come back to this because it's unique and
Radio got so
talent.
boring.
It is
was
boring.
always the same stuff, and it just, I think people tuned out. And then Spotify came around, everyone got into playlists, but
Right.
it takes time to find playlists or put one together. So just to have an outlet where you can just tune in, and you're going to get fresh, new music, stuff that isn't overdone, and isn't everything you've heard everywhere, where a DJ gets to be a DJ and not told every song they got to play, and it brings character.
Yes, we love not being regulated by the FCC.
Well, and being fully licensed so we can play whatever we want.
Exactly.
And-
We can do what we want. See
Exactly.
why I like it? I do what I want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to hear this next one. You all have, this is The Distance, what you're going to play next. And
The joke song I had in front of the other songs.
That's all good.
I was inspired by Suicidal Tendencies because their bass player is fantastic, and I tried my best and couldn't come close, and this is what we got.
All right.
This is, when we kind of took an idea of Steve's and an idea of mine. We were just throwing out ideas at rehearsal, and we both had one, and then we realized these two kind of go together. Let's put them together and make it into a song. So
The song initially you wrote about COVID.
it is about COVID, yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
keeping your distance
Well, it's more really about
The 6 feet.
emotional impact of being separated.
and separating distance from other people.
Nice.
So that's kind of where the idea came from.
Okay.
So here too, real quick.
This
So
is
yes,
the,
once again,
yeah.
COVID was in 2020. We're just getting around now to recording the song.
I love it. Well, if you have 400 to 700 tracks, it's now making sense to me. Yeah. For those of you just tuning in, we have the sound industry here at the K4CO Radio Studio, and they are about to play The Distance.
I can feel the distance. I feel your burning heat. I can feel resistance. I feel the in-between. Fading to the background. Slip between the cracks. Feel the growing sense of dread. The disappearing tracks. I can feel the distance. I can feel the distance. Live a life so separately, without but just one touch. Think of how it used to be. Sometimes we think too much. The time we take to breathe, the time we take to live. Wonder what more we really need. Wonder when it will end. distance. I can feel the distance. I can feel the distance.
Awesome.
That is so cool. You guys all rock and move the same way. Are you,
Took so much practice.
is that on purpose? I was like, man, that is.
I'm very uncoordinated when I play my bass. So
Oh, that's amazing.
We like to go all out for our shows. We choreograph our moves and stuff like that. We also perform. I think you've probably seen some of our videos. We have a video backdrop, and for every single song we do a video backdrop. So before we even release a song, we have a video ready to go with the song. Since we've been performing with a video backdrop for a couple years before we release the song. So that's why all of our songs have a music video that goes with them.
Okay.
We got a
And
little
now we've got
feedback
even
from
more
something.
advanced. Now we do AI video.
Okay. I know. Maybe it's one of the guitars. Is
Little
there like
feedback
feedback?
from
Oh, I'm
something.
sorry.
No,
I
that's
forgot to
okay.
change.
No worries. No worries.
I had to put us on the top back.
All good. So that's pretty. So not only are you doing 700 tracks,
There we go.
so 400 to 700 tracks, you guys are doing a full video production. This is pretty amazing. Movies are in your future. This is what I'm predicting. You're already set up for it. I mean, if you can do green screen and have everything electronic, you are one step ahead of it. AI has, you guys know it. It's pretty amazing.
Beware of the machine.
That's right.
Oh. I am curious how you came up with the sound industry with the name.
Well, it was kind of.
It was available.
That's awesome.
Well, some of the sounds we use are from industrial, the stuff, in particular in the drums. Some of those are industrial type sounds or trap sounds or whatever. And we just kind of rolled that into the sound industry.
It's like no
We
sound was off
manufacture
limits.
sound.
So it's like, I just wanted to claim the whole thing. We are all sound. So it's just, we're going to use everything. Nothing is going to be like, oh, wait, can't use that instrument. It wouldn't sound right. So just whatever sounds good, we'll put it in.
Exactly. Like Eddie Van Halen said, if it sounds good,
I love that
then
quote.
it's right. Yeah, exactly.
Rest
I
in
butchered
peace.
it, but yeah. Rest in peace, exactly.
Well, I know you guys, you said you only perform roughly 4 times a year. Do you have anything coming up that people can come see you live?
Well, we're kind of taking the rest of the year off.
Okay.
We like to play at Moe's in Englewood. That's probably our favorite spot. And we'll probably get set up there after the beginning of the year with a show.
That's a
We'll
pretty
probably
good
do
spot.
January or February.
Okay.
at
But
most.
yeah, keep us posted because I would love to come see you live.
Well, if you guys are going to put any shows together like you did at Fracco's, we'll be glad to play.
This is going out to everyone listening and you all. If you'd like to help put one on, that would be great. They said once a month, and I'm like, no. But if we had, because you guys are great collaborators, so yeah, we would love to. I mean, that's what we're about, is to have people get their voice be heard and people listening to their music. Speaking of, so you have 2 albums out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so brand new Ball and Chain.
That was our first album in 2020.
Okay. I love this. This reminds me of a movie, but I won't go into that because I don't think you probably had the movie in mind. Okay, well, fine. What was behind it? You're curious. What was behind the visuals there with the building?
Oh, the first album?
Yes.
That was, our first album was kind of more dystopian. A lot of our songs, we had protest songs and being Left Behind, stuff like that. Was that the first album?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bringer of Pain and stuff like that. And
Okay, so I wasn't too far off. It reminds me of the Hunger Games. I don't know if you guys and it's the Mockingbird scene when everything is just imploding, and that's exactly what I thought. So, yay, I like it when I'm on.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Oh, okay.
Guess I can have to watch that now.
I think that's cool.
It's cool. So you have Brand New Ball and Chain, and then tell us about the second one.
Well, we came up with all these different ideas for titles, trying to be creative, and ultimately just said, let's call it Sound Industry 2.
It worked for Van Halen.
Exactly.
That was my big fight. It's like 2.
Well, it's beautiful. Looks like a bubble or a teardrop. No? Okay.
the big glass ball.
Big glass ball. You can see the future. And third album is coming out soon.
Oh, no, it'll be we're only on the first track, so it's going to be a while.
Okay.
It'll be probably another year.
It's like our last album took about 4 years to actually get out.
Yeah, that was
From 2020 to 2024.
Well, that's when... Yeah, whatever.
It took a couple of years.
Go ahead and round up.
There you go.
But
Okay.
we're hoping to actually start producing a little faster now that we've got all of our sound worked out. And Randy and I, since we do all the mixing ourselves, we've had a lot to figure out how to do engineering and mix. And we're always on YouTube trying to pick up a new mixing technique or how to gauge reverb and stuff like that. So it's
we've learned a lot over the past couple of years. I think that if you listen to the first album versus the second one, the sound quality is really better on the second one. We really learned a lot in between and learned how to apply it. And I think it's improving all the time. It's a constant kind of upward ascension.
I think mixing for yourself as a band is a must. To be able to record your own music and mix your own sound, you can take as much time as you want, and you're not restrained by how much money you can afford to pay in a studio.
That is very true. You've been doing it for a long time. I mean, it's a huge learning curve. Yes. I mean, it's funny how, sometimes you hear a song and it's just like, this was mixed by my buddy Dave. He just started a month ago. It's like, I can tell. But I mean, you guys have been doing it for a long time, so you guys know what you're doing. But it's a huge learning curve, and that's why it's pretty impressive too. So, but that way you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Except on computers.
What's that?
Except for on computers.
Exactly.
I think doing it all of ourselves allows us to experiment more with textures and extra tracks. Like you can hear, if you're just going to the studio and have to pay for it, most bands kind of do their live arrangements in the studio, but we can kind of branch out from there. And like if you listen on the most recent album, on Shadows, I did this thing where I reversed the vocal track. And so like right here, before you hear every line that I sing, you hear that line backwards and it leads into, and so I got to do stuff like that, and then got to do like a bunch of extra vocals at the end of that song. Or like you look at Do What I Want, fade out on that song. I did like 4 different vocal tracks, just kind of improvised them all, and then edited them together and mixed it in a particular way until I liked what I had. So, when you're just going in and try doing everything really quick as you can because you're on the clock and it's costing you money, you don't get a chance to do as much of that type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I enjoy being able to branch out a little bit.
No, it's amazing. I love your setup. Yeah, you have it dialed in. And explained is what life is all about. Is you have all of these learning curves, and hopefully you're growing, sometimes exponentially, sometimes one step or two steps, and maybe a half step back, but it's a learning curve for everyone.
I would say our failures are our greatest learning opportunities. And
Ooh.
Exactly.
we've had a lot of those and a lot of them.
Me too. Well, that is amazing. Well, I know you guys are all over social media, YouTube, LinkedIn, Cloud. I mean, is there a specific spot that you want to direct people, or is it collective?
We're on all platforms, and I try to advertise on all of them. We used to have a bigger presence on TikTok, but when we released Do What I Want, they deleted our account.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
they said it was political content, and they didn't even suspend us, they just deleted us.
Again, we love not being FCC regulated.
Exactly.
It's so really nice. It can be whatever you want to make
this
it.
must have been before Elon took it over.
It was.
Because he's all about
Yeah.
say
free
whatever you
speech,
want.
yeah.
Free speech, yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So
Okay. Well, the sound industry is all over social media, and you guys, please check them out. They love promoting local as well. I love your sound. It is so unique and powerful. I really like that too. I love the whole shebang.
me too. It's absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. It's awesome. And you guys are in our rotation. I think we got 3 songs in our rotation from you guys. Looking forward to getting more. So, with your break right here performing, are you going to be recording more during the winter time?
That last one we did is what we're working on now, and I got to get cracking because I do my guitars, and then I have to do all vocals, and so it's kind of up to me now to get that one moving, and then we'll get around to mixing it.
Perfect.
So, probably 2-3 months, we'll have another one out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sounds great. We'll be here.
All right.
Able and
We
willing.
appreciate it.
Sure. Do we have time for this last one?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say, let's
One
just
more?
leave it off with one more song.
Okay, great.
And before you play, I'd like to thank you guys again, seriously, for coming on in and everything you do community-wise and everything.
Thank
We
you,
really
guys.
appreciate it.
We really appreciate it.
So,
We appreciate it as well.
Yeah, of course.
Next
Well,
one is Pain.
Pain by the sound industry.
I just turned my computer off.
Oh, all good.
Ooh.
All right, well, we got a couple
Yeah.
Seconds?
Yeah, if y'all are just tuning in, we have the sound industry here at K4CO Radio Studio. They have performed 3 songs so far, and if you have missed it, worry not. We will get this uploaded here in probably another week or so on our YouTube page and, of course, Facebook, so you can hear all of them in their glory.
All over. That's right.
I love the personal concert that we get.
That
so
is fun.
It is really fun.
That is
I
fun
know
about
it.
the job.
Right. This next one is Pain, correct?
Ooh.
Yeah, Pain. Okay.
All right, this one will be on the next album too.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the sound industry live here at K4CO Radio. Stay tuned. We got the afternoon mix from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. We're returning you back to our regular
scheduled
programming. I need some more coffee. That's what I need. Well, you can hear this interview if you just caught the last of it on our YouTube page in about a week. So take care. Have a wonderful rest of Election Day.